What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We are back, as always, in the Fox's Den. I don't know why I say we're back here, because we never leave, okay? We do this all the time. This is a channel where we look at video games, both modern and retro, do reviews, do some looking at. I'm late to the party most of the time on reviews, so look out for those. And we also check out some tech every once in a while. Today, we're going to be checking out my collection of Xbox games. Is giving you guys an update. I did this live a little bit before I played some video games. I want to go more in depth and do some editing and some overlaying and stuff like that. First, I want to show you something cool. We picked up another bookshelf here and this corner shelf. So this shelf used to be right up against here, kind of gave me less area. Now this gives me way more room and way more to collect for. It's still empty. This is still pretty empty. Plan is to use this as like a display shelf for things like that Mario hat. Yes, it's with the Sega stuff right now, but I have nowhere else to put it. And then, you know, things like this Spider-Man 2 collector's statue. And this may move over. This may become the Nintendo shelf. This become the PlayStation. And because we're collecting so much Xbox, we're getting pretty full there. I think I'm going to turn this one into Xbox as well. Plus, that's the console I'm focusing on the most. And this is where I do all my like pickups and things like that. I put everything there. So we'll have to shift everything over. And I don't plan on collecting too much Nintendo. I feel like everybody collects for Nintendo. So I want to be a little bit different and weird and collect for the Xbox because I'm weird. All right, let's get into what I want to show you guys for this. Now some of these are empty because I'm going to go over some specific collections. I'll dive more into it in a minute. But this is the collection so far. We have 155 games. 2 of them are here because this is our little side thing of doing digital Eclipse games. I haven't bought one for a while. I haven't been able to find one. I have found Cat in the Hat, and I should get that one for the GBA. But yeah, so here's the Xbox collection so far. I'm trying to go all Black Label. I do have a few, you know, you see like Harry Potter over there. That's probably the worst platinum because everything's all white. It looks cool, but you can't read the title from very far. So I always forget which game that is. We got Project Gotham Racing 2, that's platinum. But here's some recent pickups. They're sitting here because, again, I'm out of room. I got to kind of shift everything down, but I don't have any more shelves down here, so I gotta buy some more from IKEA. Got some pretty cool ones. I used to love Kung Fu Chaos here. Jade Empire is awesome. What else? Oh, I forgot. I didn't add this to the full collection or the like side collections. We got these 1, 2, 3, 4 Batman games, and I think that's all of them that are on the original Xbox. This one is in a Blockbuster case, which I think is just cool. I'll probably keep it like that. There's no manual or anything. Game's not worth a lot anyways. I learned that this game is probably like one of the worst games in history, Dark Tomorrow. I wasn't able to play it. I did a live stream of these Batman games. 2 of them wouldn't work in my Xbox. I got a new Xbox, so hopefully I can play them. I did test them, they do work. But what's some other ones? Probably still the one most expensive game I have, and I haven't paid. I didn't pay that much for it, is Silent Hill 2. Yeah, it's probably the game that's worth the most in the collection. I'd have to like go through and find out. But we got some weird ones. This one always looks cool. I haven't tried it yet, which is, wow, this whole stack now just fell over. Wrath Unleashed, which is like a turn-based game, but you're on like tiles and stuff. Just, it looks interesting, you know, one of those weird and wacky Xbox games. That's why we collect this, because Xbox is weird. It's got a lot of different games on it. All right, let's dive into this. Let me change the camera setup. Okay, let's talk about these collections within the Xbox collection. So we talked about the Batman one up there. I completely forgot about that one. But these are like subsets. These are groups of games that came out on the Xbox, and I collected them all. So let's just start with one of my all-time favorites, and that's The Lord of the Rings. I'm not going to go super in-depth with a lot of these. I'm not going to go into every single one, but I'll highlight some of my favorites. This is a really good RPG, The Third Age, amazing RPG. It's slower paced because it's turn-based, but it reminds me a lot of Final Fantasy, but for Lord of the Rings. You pretty much follow into parts of the movie. You don't you won't see parts of the movie, but characters from the movie do pop in. You can see Legolas and Gandalf up there. Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, and Two Towers, and The Fellowship of the Ring. These two, The Return of the King and The Two Towers, pretty much follow the movie. There's a little bit of extra pieces. There's even parts of the movie in the games. Those are fun. They're like a hack and slash. You're going around little like curated areas. Two Towers actually goes through the first movie, as well as The Two Towers, because for some reason I'm not sure why this is, because I'm not in charge over there. Lord of the Rings: The Fellowship of the Ring came out, and this doesn't. It follows the movie, but it also doesn't. Like, there's a lot of different things that happen. Some things from the book. I haven't played this one entirely, but I have looked into it quite a bit. I didn't even know that one existed. I knew of Two Towers and Return of the King and the other one, and I knew of The Hobbit. What's cool about this one, I just want to show you guys real quick, is I have the collector's card. There was a bunch of different ones, like Gandalf and the dragon that's here were also collectors, and I think Gollum was too. Oh, terrible game. But so precious, just so precious. Cool voice acting. These are always good. These are classics on the original Xbox, PlayStation, and GameCube as well. But this is where I like to play them, on the original Xbox. Now some of you may ask, Nate, why did you decide to collect the original Xbox? Well, I like to be different, okay? I think everybody goes for Nintendo. Everybody collects Super Nintendo, all that kind of stuff, and I do too, but I'm going to be very curated on that. I'm only going to get games that I want and are probably on the cheaper side. And the original Xbox just has like weird games on it that I like. Like I showed you that Wrath game. That's just a very Xbox game. They were always more on the edge of games that are edgy and allowable, you know, like Conker's Bad Fur Day, Leisure Shoot Larry. There's some other ones out there that are like, whoa, this is like, I don't know if this should be allowed for video games, but it was. But yeah, and I have a lot of nostalgia for the original Xbox. It was the console that when I was a young kid, I can't remember if when I was a teenager, I'm pretty sure the Xbox 360 came out. And I had a lull in video games from like the Xbox 360 all the way to basically now. I wasn't playing video games for a long time. So this is what's getting me back into it. I'm excited to check all this kind of stuff. But anyways, back onto this. The Spider-Man collections here. These follow the movies. These two here, Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2, obviously. Really good games. They're also very bad if you compare them today. So if you played Spider-Man today, these two games are very hard to get into because they just don't hold up like they used to, especially against those other games. They're fun to hop into and mess around a little bit. This one is probably one of my favorites to play on the original Xbox. I didn't even know existed. Ultimate Spider-Man. I thought it was a PlayStation exclusive, but it's not. It's on the original Xbox, and it is super awesome. I love playing this one. Runs super great. The art style is great. Also, it's got that comic book look to it. Another subset here, and these are some of... I enjoyed these games a lot. I was going to say they're some of my favorites. I think I've said that about everyone. But the one I played the most was Prince of Persia, The Two Sands, or Two Thrones. I mixed up Sands of Time and everything. But yeah, we got all three here. These are the three games that were released on the original Xbox. I think the one that's most regarded is either Warrior Within or the Two Thrones. Not that Sands of Time is bad. It's just the first 3D one. I believe it's the first 3D one. And so it's got its quirks to it. What's cool about this is there is obviously a time element. You can fast forward and rewind time. and freeze it and stuff. What's cool about this one though is there's a secret level where you can play, I believe, and I'm gonna get this wrong, you can play the first or second Prince of Persia from the Super Nintendo. And it's different on the PlayStation 2. In the PlayStation 2, you get the other game, either the first or second one. I can't remember which one, but I've never gotten to the secret level. I do definitely want to play through these one day. They were always fun to me. And then we got this giant collection here of Star Wars games. I'm gonna flip it so it's right. Man, there were so many Star Wars games released on the original Xbox. And some of them were exclusives. We'll get to that in a second. I'm not gonna go into every single one. I am missing one, which is, this is Lego Star Wars 2. I'm missing the one that does the new trilogy, not new trilogy, but it does episodes 1, 2, and 3. This one does the original trilogy. But I don't really count it. It's a Lego game, but I'll find it. The game I played the most is probably the two Battlefronts, which are down here, and Star Wars Republic Commando. This has to be one of the best Star Wars games I've ever played. This is what Star Wars needs to get back to, and I think gaming in general needs to get back to, is just like a smaller game that's not like this gigantic budget that's, you know, going crazy. Just tell a good story. You know, you follow these three, maybe four. There might only be three commandos. It's been a long time since I've played this, and it's just so good, man. You're in the trenches. You're fighting that Clone Wars era battle, and just so cool. I want to show you guys this one real quick. This is the twin pack that came with the Xbox. This one's mine from my childhood, so I just find it cool that I still have it. Everything's in there. I didn't know about these games, but you got the Jedi Knight, Jedi Outcast, and Jedi Academy. These games are just like RPGs. I've never played them. What's cool is one of them is made by Ravensoft, who now currently makes, both of them are made by Ravensoft. They make Call of Duty now for Activision. I was wondering if it says Activision. It does. This is back when Activision was putting out a bunch of games. I don't put the Star Wars games in alphabetical order. I group them up. The title starts with Star Wars, and I just kind of put them. I want to put them in release order. I think that would be a lot cooler, but I haven't gotten there yet. Now, if I remember right, these two games, KOTOR 1 and 2, they are some of my all-time favorite video games, not just on the original Xbox. I have them on Steam. I play them all the time. Some of my favorite video games. BioWare is one of my favorite video game makers, and then the second one is Obsidian, which I did not know. I thought BioWare made both of these. And Obsidian recently had a release of Avowed, which I'm enjoying. Almost forgot to say, you guys gotta hit the like button for me, please. And the subscribe. Really helps the channel out. I really appreciate it, you guys. Goodbye. And I'll put out a review on that later, but these games I believe are exclusive to the original Xbox. And then we got a Platinum Hits version, but we got Star Wars Obi-Wan. Never played this, never even heard of it. It's another one that I'm looking forward to kind of hopping into and exploring. And I like to point out this one, PS2, you got this version. Same game. I think there's just a little bit of extras in the special edition. Yeah, there's like a special edition that includes new 2-player modes, bonus missions, and enhanced graphics. You get a better version of Xbox. That's the other reason why I like to collect Xbox. I feel like even though the Xbox didn't do as well in this generation, or any generation basically, but the graphics on the original Xbox are far better than the GameCube and the PS2. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what I wanted to show you guys. I was gonna do a lot more overlaying than I did before. Here are a couple recent pickups. I showed you guys when they were sitting on the shelf, but Grand Theft Auto 3, I got asked to play this. I played the definitive edition, but I did play this for a little bit on the stream, but we're definitely gonna, out of all the Grand Theft Autos, I haven't played the third one the most, and this one has like, the missions are super short, super easy. You're like flying through the game really fast. So I don't have as much nostalgia for this one. San Andreas is definitely the one that I played the most of out of any GTA by far. We're talking, I've put probably hundreds of hours in San Andreas. And then we got SSX Tricky, which is one of the best sports games by EA Big. You know, EA Big was just killing it. And again, this is just like, let's go back to this kind of stuff. Let's go back to NFL Street, EA. And it's not just for nostalgia's sake. I think part of the problem is every game maker is trying to make the next GTA or trying to make the next Fortnite, right? They're all trying to get to those moments where like things, and it's the cash cow, right? They're trying to get to Call of Duty. And you need to, I think Xbox is doing an excellent job as of right now, releasing games that are on a smaller scale. You had Hi-Fi Rush last year, fantastic game. It's not going to blow anybody out of the water, but it'll make some sales, right? And it'll be a lot of fun. It's unfortunate that, you know, that team got laid off and then got brought back. That does suck. I'm not trying to negate that at all, but it was a fun game. And then you have Avowed that came out this year, and I wouldn't say that it's small, but it's not big either. It does have its problems. I don't think it's like a 10 out of 10 game. You guys will find out in my late to the party review later on as I get to that game. And then you had Indiana Jones last year, which again isn't like, you know, it's not like a 60-hour RPG. It's like I think you could beat it in like 12 to 14 hours. That was a lot of fun. So I think Xbox is killing it with bringing these games that aren't as big, and hopefully they keep the budgets down. To me, if you got to sacrifice graphics a little bit, the big thing for me is running at 1080p 60 frames per second. I think if you can do that, and your game's gonna be totally fine. You know, this 4K stuff where everybody's freaking out about, oh, we gotta have 4K. I don't think so. I've calmed down in collecting a little bit. I went a little crazy in my first year, so I had maybe like 10 physical games in my collection, and then a few Xbox games that, you know, I buy for my kids or whatever, because it's easier to buy physical for them. Well, it's actually easier to do digital, but I'm trying to do physical because I feel like it's important to have physical media. Plus, when I come up to this and I want to play an Xbox game, it feels different than going through like a digital library. When I'm flipping through Netflix or on Game Pass or like in even the games I own on those consoles, I did nothing really like, wow, I want to play that. But when I pick up these things and I'm like, oh man, SSX Tricky, this looks like a fun game. I've played this one before, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm gonna try and do an Xbox collection update maybe every 6 months, twice a year. We'll do an update, because I feel like if I update you guys every single time I get an Xbox game, we're gonna have way too many, like, hey, I picked up one game this month. You know, so we'll still do pickup videos every once in a while. I'm gonna kind of calm down on those. I don't think they're lots of people do them, and they're not as fun. And there's certain people that, like, they've been doing it for a long time, right? They got it locked down. So I'm gonna try and stay away from those unless I find something really cool. Which I do want to point out, I don't know how to throw this in the video. I know this is an Xbox video, but I don't know where else to put it. But I found these at Goodwill, which is just super cool. And look at the condition on these things, man. Like, and then the inside, this is how they both look. They both look immaculate. Like, this looks amazing. You guys gotta hit the like button for me, please. And the subscribe really helps the channel out. I really appreciate you guys. Goodbye.